I got a very interesting set of emails sent to me, all asking me to look into the Mormon Church breaking the law, allegedly, to fund Mitt Romney. So I went back and did some research on this, and we have a couple of interesting things to look at. In June of 2008, the first presidency of the Mormon Church, Lewis, sent a letter to church leaders in California to be read to all congregations on June 29th of 2008 regarding the Proposition 8 proposal in California about gay marriage. And it instructed cult adherents to, quote, do all you can to support the proposed constitutional amendment by donating your means and time to assure that marriage in California is legally defined as being between a man and a woman. Our best efforts are required to preserve the sacred institution of marriage, okay? So that was a cause which discriminated, as we know, Lewis, against gay and lesbian couples. And in keeping with their belief that apparently the U.S. Constitution, which says that churches should not be advocating for political beliefs, they apparently believed that that wasn't as important as the Mormon edict that, I guess, gay marriage is bad. They sent out this email indicating that congregations should read this. Now, questionable whether that's really the support of a candidate. It's not the support of a candidate, but some people argued, well, you're really supporting just an issue. It's not really connected to voting for a particular candidate, so maybe that's within the barometer of the law. What do you think?
I mean, I think technically it would have to be, otherwise there would have been action taken.
Well, I don't know about there would have been action taken, but let's assume you're right for a second. Back in June of 2011, a member of the Mormon General Authority used LDS Church email to solicit campaign contribution for Willard Middington Romney's run for president, Lewis. And this is Craig Zwick. Oh, apparently it's W. Craig Zwick. I wonder if his first name is also actually Willard, and he goes by his second name.
I don't know.
That's concerning. We should look into that. W. Craig Zwick is a member of the church's first quorum of the 70 and father of Romney's finance chairman. And he wrote, how much can you contribute to the Romney for President Committee today? You can only give $2,500 max for you and your wife. Let me know. Let's take back America. Now, Lewis, if you mention Mitt Romney in the email, that's campaigning for a political candidate, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, and according to Revenue Ruling 2007-41 of the IRS, the law, quote, prohibits political campaign activity by charities and churches by defining a 501c3 organization as one which does not participate in or intervene in any political campaign on behalf of or in opposition to any candidate for public office. Okay? Now, for people who are going to say, listen, the IRS never looks into this type of thing, because some people will say that. They'll say that's the law, but the IRS doesn't really look into that. That's not true. In 2004, the IRS selected 110 of these cases for examination. 69 were issued written advisories, revoked the tax-exempt status of 5 organizations by the IRS, and proposed revocation for 2 others. So the IRS can and does look into these things. They should be looking into this one.
But that's apparently what you can do here. You can't, the organizations are separate, are sovereign entities within the church, the Mormon Church. So
each church, you're saying, is an individual member.
Well, clearly that's what's happening here, because they're saying that they revoked the tax-exempt status of 5 organizations. Well, that's not the Mormon Church. I mean, the Mormon Church is how many hundreds, maybe thousands of organizations.
Sure. So we need to look here in this particular case. We have one anyway where we should be looking into this. And the reality, guys, is we know that this is going on constantly. We know that. I mean, right? Nobody's surprised that there is on the record Mormon Church advocacy of Mitt Romney under the guise of being a tax-exempt community, religious, educational organization of some kind.
Right.
So what needs to happen? Will anything happen? What would it take for any of these churches to actually lose tax-exempt status? And you know what? I think there would be so much lobbying pressure against this from the Republican side, because they know how it would negatively affect Mitt Romney, that it would be so hard for me to imagine the actual law taking precedence here over political posturing and seeing some revoking of these nonprofit statuses. Yeah,
I think clearly you can't remove the tax-exempt status for every Mormon Church organization. I don't think that would be fair. And I feel like even if you do remove it for the ones, for a few, they could easily just, what's the word?
Appeal?
Not even appeal. They could easily just dissolve and form under a new organization, automatically having their tax-exempt status
At least that
back.
costs money.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just like you can't win.
All right, what do you think? What will it take for these organizations? And it doesn't just have to be Mitt Romney and the Mormon Church. We see it all the time when it comes to voting for candidates who are against abortion, voting for candidates who are against gay marriage. We see this in all sorts of churches. What would it actually take to get some kind of legal action here as far as the nonprofit status? You tell me.
It's going to take a lot.